All right, well, how about a big round of applause for Susan? I thought that was a very sweet story. Yeah. And keep it going for Jean Lebec. Come on up, Jean.
Thank you. I've got to learn how to do this. I feel as though I know Marcel before I even meet him. I'm a new teacher in a small elementary school in Park Slope, and all year long, all I hear is stories about the amazing Marcel Lebec, who has left his teaching position for a year to backpack through South America. He's constantly sending postcards to the school, and during lunch, all the teachers are passing them around, tracking his adventure. And then suddenly one day, there he is, walking down the hallway, cowboy boots clicking on tile floors, hair to his shoulders, big blue eyes, laughing as he hugs all the teachers coming out of their classrooms to greet him. I find myself avoiding him. It's kind of a quick hello, a goodbye. His classroom is right across the hallway from mine, and his door is always open. It's loud and it's noisy, and there's kids everywhere. They're like on the loft, they're under the tables, they're playing with guinea pigs, they're marching around with drums, and I think, geez, this guy can't control a thing. And then one Friday, I'm trying to line my class up to go to gym, and they're arguing, and they're pushing, and they're shoving, and I'm going, 1, 2, 3, eyes on me. And it's escalating into 1, 2, 3, eyes on me. And Marcel, hearing the commotion, comes out of his room, and with one look, he just looks at them, and he goes like this, shh, mouse is on. And just like that, boom, 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 head behind head, they're silent, in line. And he kind of looks at me and he goes, they're all yours. It's a Wednesday, it's assembly day, and I am so nervous. My class is putting on a play for the entire school, and I'm walking down the auditorium, the center aisle, carrying all these props, and Marcel takes my hand to help me navigate up the stage steps, and my hand melts into his, and his hand melts into mine, and our fingers linger, never wanting to let go. And as Miss Hall crosses the stage to go to the piano, and kids are getting their assembly seats, and the rain is beating against the window, we fall madly in love. But I don't want to fall in love. It's not my plan to fall in love because, well, it's 1977. I'm a single mom. I have a beautiful 8-year-old little girl. And for so much of her life, I was caught up in the frenzy of the 70s. I mean, I dragged her to all these demonstrations before the age of 4. If you said hello to her, she'd say, power to the people. It was a time when, smoking a joint with your morning coffee was normal, and Quaaludes, I didn't have Quaaludes with my morning coffee. But now I just wanted to create this safe life for her. And I did. And we walked to school together, and we came home together. And I watched her dance around the kitchen floor with a mop on her head, singing every one of Bette Midler's songs at the top of her lungs. And I loved her endless questions, and I breathed her out, and I breathed her in, and I really didn't think I had room to let Marcel into this world I created with Amy. So we got married. And it was so hard. Amy was at a gymnastics competition and a huge audience, and she fell off the balance beam, a huge humiliated puddle on the floor. And in my rush to get to her, I didn't realize that I had pushed Marcel out of the way, who had gotten to her first. He was always saying, I take her bike riding and you follow us. You answer her questions before I have time to. He felt like he was always knocking on that door, let me in, and making love. It was like this argument. It would be like, she's hearing us. No, shh, she's not hearing us. She is. But then one night we lost ourselves, and we unleashed all passions, and we moaned and screamed and shouted, and suddenly we heard, Mommy, is he hurting you? Are you hurt? And we stumbled around in the dark, throwing on clothes, and all I felt was this world I created shatter, splinter, and we ran down the hallway to her room, and I watched, hovered in the doorway, as Marcel pulled Amy onto his lap, wiped her forehead, kissed her, and said, honey, Mommy's fine. Everything is fine. I'm sorry, you got scared. I'm sorry. And I'm thinking, please don't say we were making love. Please don't say. And he said, we were making love. And Amy, and she said, making love. And I know it sounded scary, but it was love sounds. Like, Amy, remember the time we heard the cats outside in the backyard? Remember that time they were yelling and screaming and shouting, and you were afraid? You thought they were hurting each other? And I said they weren't fighting, that they wanted each other and they needed each other. And that's kind of like me and Mommy. And she looked at me and she said, I didn't know you wanted to be cats. And he said, well, we don't want to be cats. But it was like, that was cat love sounds. And that people, Amy, we're going to talk a lot more about it in the morning. Are you good? And I'm good. And he said, I love you. And I love Mom. And are you good? He said, I'm good. And she said, Poppy, can I have a drink of water? And he said, sure, Ames. And then she said, Poppy, I really think that you're a yowler howler cat. And in that moment, I remembered my hand melting into his hand, and his hand melting into my hand, our fingers lingering, and I knew I would never let go. I would love this man forever, and that we had become a family. Thank you.